Well, if you need more than a tissue, your best remedy may be Taylor Swift and dark chocolate. That sounds crazy, right? It definitely does. Well, Dr. Nina Radcliffe says it's not as crazy as it sounds. She's here to share uncommon remedies to kick that nasty winter cold. Doctor, it's great to see you this morning.
Wonderful seeing you. Great.
So the first thing that we always think of is chicken noodle soup. Is that good or bad?
Absolutely. Well, first of all, I want to start by saying there is no cure for the common cold, but there's a number of remedies that we can take that can help alleviate the symptoms and our suffering, and that can support our immune system. We know about some of those common ones, like you said, the chicken noodle soup, homemade chicken noodle soup, as well as staying hydrated, keeping the air moist so that it can help us breathe easier, vitamin C, and of course, getting plenty of sleep.
So dry air actually is a hotbed for bacteria, right?
It is. It can dry up your mucous membranes, making it more likely for bacteria to attach to your mucous membranes, meaning the skin inside your nose, inside your mouth.
I'm concerned about the idea that Taylor Swift is medicine.
Yes, and that's what's something interesting. Listening to soothing music can enhance our immune system, specifically when it comes to natural killer cells. These gobble up bacteria and something called immunoglobulin A, which is found in our nostrils and our mouth, which is a first line of defense.
All right,
I would be thinking like Mozart or Vivaldi, not Taylor Swift, but I guess each
soothing music.
For some, it's smooth. All right, we were talking about wet socks, so we've got a bowl of floating wet socks. I can think of nothing more disgusting. Why cold, wet socks? How does that help us?
Well, this is something you have to be cautious about trying at home. Now, there is no proven studies that this works, but there are diehard believers. And what they say is our body tries to achieve homeostasis. So when we make our feet cold, blood rushes from our head to our feet to warm our little piggies. And in the process, it can decrease our congestion. It can make more blood flow through our lymph nodes.
Wow. But chocolate, this you said came from your home stores.
Oh, there's more. We just couldn't fit this on the table.
Yeah, you said a little piece of this every day, and you're a physician.
Oh, absolutely.
Why do you do that?
Well, just when I thought I couldn't love chocolate anymore, we're finding that it contains a compound called theobromine. And theobromine is actually more effective than codeine when it comes to suppressing a cough. It blunts the sensory nerves that elicit the cough reflex. So think about postnasal drip when you're sick. Any drop of mucus, think about when you get a drop of water down your throat, goes down the wrong way, you start coughing. So this is a very effective way of dealing with it without the side effects, without a prescription.
And does it have to be dark chocolate?
Dark chocolate is best. It has a higher level of theobromine. So there's cocoa, there's chocolate nibs, all kinds of options.
All right, we got some raw onions. What is raw onion?
Watch your digits.
Well, onions have been part of medicine for centuries. In fact, many people would recommend keeping a cut raw onion by your bedside so it can absorb germs. But this has not been proven. What we do think, though, is that
romance.
Exactly.
Next to your bowl of leeches, right?
Exactly. But what onions do contain is sulfur compounds, which gives it this pungent odor, but it's also believed it can be poisonous to bacteria.
All right, let's get to our last two. We've got zinc, and then we have exercise. Tell us about zinc first.
Zinc is a mineral for our immune system, and this is important. I want to point out that there are a number of foods that contain high levels of this mineral. Milk, cheese, nuts, particularly pumpkin seeds, and even oysters. And this is important. There are foods that can provide us medicinal purposes. So this is an important point. We always want to eat nutritiously because we can oftentimes get what we need from our food.
And finally, we always wonder, should we take the day off if we're even workaholics? You say moderate exercise is okay, but don't overdo it?
Absolutely. Listen to your bodies. Generally speaking, exercise makes us feel better. It boosts our endorphins. It can help with our immune system. In fact, people who exercise regularly are less likely to have a common cold. So exercising when you're sick, it may be a good thing.
Dr. Radcliffe, you can take the wet socks. We'll take the chocolate.
What about the
onions?
almonds?
Yeah, you can take the almonds.
Thanks, Doctor.
Thank you.